Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Today we are working on our pastel throw blanket. This is great. I love it. It's such a thick, heavy throw blanket. I'm in love with it. Now, not everyone loves their throws to be heavy. I don't like to be cold. And as such, I like thick blankets. But tell me in the comments, are you someone who doesn't like the cold or someone who doesn't like the heat? Because I'm curious. I hate the cold. I moved to deep South Texas for that reason. Don't like the cold. If I could get further south and stay here in the US, I would totally do that. But I'm about as south as I can go. Almost. Anyway, today I thought I would just sit and work on this pastel blanket. We are sitting on, or sitting at, I should say, skein number 6. We are maybe a little over half, or maybe right at a halfway through this skein. So we still have a ways to go. And that's perfectly okay. But we're going to finish this skein as soon as we can. Oh, I don't know if we'll get it all done today. It just depends on my wrist. Y'all, seriously, take care of your wrists. If you're a crocheter, please, please, please take care of your wrists. Not just crochet, but even knitting. Well, honestly, any crafts you do, right? You have to be careful because repetitive motion can really mess with you. And I took a few days off over the past couple of weeks. Well, I took the past couple of weeks off of making videos. And honestly, I haven't picked up a lot of my crochet projects. And it's just, I needed to give my wrist some time. And also, I was way ahead in content. So now, for me, it is June the 10th, and I need to start recording for July's content. So that's what we're working on today. So if you guys happen to see multiple videos in a row and I'm wearing the same top, it's because those videos were all recorded in one day. Because I just don't have the energy to get up and change shirts in between every recording session. I just don't. So, my energy is better spent working on my project. I currently have 3 blankets that I'm working on. This pastel blanket, and in the next video, I will be showing the continuous granny square blanket that we've started. And I will probably also give you a sneak peek into the other blanket, the third one that I'm working on, but that won't be until probably maybe tomorrow's video, maybe the day after. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But I have 3 blankets I'm working on because that's what Bee likes to work on is blankets. It's my calming place. And that, I never can seem to get all the way through one blanket without starting the next. And each one of my 3 blankets, I'm doing something different. Like this pastel blanket, this is done with the half double crochet using a 7mm crochet hook. And I love this yarn, you guys. Now, I know a lot of you don't like Premier Stash Goals yarn. However, there may be some of you who are like me who actually enjoy working with it. If that's the case for you, you should run to Premier. And I mean, run to Premier's website quickly and start stocking up on their Stash Goals bags because a little birdie told me that they are doing away with the Stash Goals yarn. So, that being said, this bee needs to also stock up on it, but right now is not a good time for Bee to be buying yarn. too many other things going on. But if you can and you enjoy working with this yarn, you should definitely go and take advantage of that while it's still there. Because from what I was informed, they will not be restocking any of the stash gold yarn that they run out of stock of. So, makes me extremely sad there. And I would love nothing more than to run to Premier's website and stock up myself because I use it so much. But right now is just not a good time for me to be doing that. So, what's on your hook today, you guys? Do you like working on blankets during the summer like I do? Well, I like working on blankets all year round, but I know a lot of people don't like to work on blankets during the summer because it's too hot for them. I don't have that issue. It can get hot. I just turn the AC down an extra notch. And if you guys understood what that means for me, like I keep my house at a nice, comfortable for me 76 degrees, 77. 76, 77 is kind of my sweet spot. 78, it's getting a little stuffy. Guys, this blanket, it's going to be gorgeous. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to see if I can't pull it up well enough that y'all can see it a little bit better. I'm going to have so many ends. And it's fine. We're going to knot them. And then we're going to put the border on. We won't have to sew so much. Move that out of the way. Oh, you guys, let's see. This blanket, it is gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And it's got the... So this green here is Sprout. It's their Sprout green. And then this is Petal. I like to call it Petal Pink because that's what it is. And then this is their Lavender. All three of these colors are just gorgeous, you guys. And it's just a nice throw blanket size. Oopsie. You guys can't see both ends. But anyway, you get the point. It's not all that wide. What I tend to do is I measure it based off of how it drapes over my legs while I'm sitting here in my chair. So it goes down to this particular one, almost to the bottom of the seat. So it is not overly wide, but just wide enough to be a throw. And that's the way I like it. I say that, and I believe it's right at 40 inches. Maybe 38 or 39. It's a single person blanket. We're just going to sit and work on this for a little while. I remember to put my stitch marker back in that first stitch. Okay. Here we go. Oh. So for you guys, this is July. Well into your summer months. Oh, you're in Texas anyway. Some of you may just really be getting into your summer. So like I said a little while ago, I took a couple of weeks off of filming, partially just due to my log of content that I already had planned and scheduled and everything already uploaded, but also partially because my wrist has been bothering me quite a bit, especially after the first continuous granny square blanket that I made. My wrist has been bothering me a little bit, well, quite a bit, really. So I took time off from crocheting and haven't really picked up a hook much. Although I did start another blanket, which is the third of the three that I have currently working on. And I'll be quite honest, it's the first time I've done a blanket in that type of um, design, pattern, stitch, whatever. Because I enjoyed the granny square blanket so much, I decided to make a just a granny stitch blanket. So that's what I have started on this third one. And I'm not using this amazing size 6 weighted plush yarn. For that one, I'm actually using, oh my gosh, I think it's worsted weight. Go figure. I do not use worsted weight. And I very seldom ever, well, never use acrylic yarn. And on that one, I am. It's been really strange to use that yarn just because I'm not used to it. And it's not really a size that my hands typically enjoy. But I have been enjoying working on it. I just can't work on it for very long at a time before I have to go, no, that's probably not smart to continue for the night. So I'll sit there and work on a few rows. I don't know, sometimes 6 to 9 rows in a day. You know, not a lot, but yet it's a lot when you're not used to the yarn size or weight and you're not used to the fiber. I'm so used to plush yarns. Acrylic is a little rough on my hands. They don't necessarily thoroughly enjoy it. Actually, it rubbed a spot on my finger on the pad of my pointer, which was really odd. And that was just from holding my yarn, which was kind of silly. Anyway, I would like to get this blanket accomplished in the next few days. So I will probably be doing multiple videos trying to finish this blanket. Because it's time. It deserves its debut as a finished project instead of one still in the works. My current whip. Hands are just not wanting to cooperate today. Struggling. I think part of it is because I've not been so used to working with a size 7mm hook in a while. I tend to use my 6mm lately more than any. Although I did recently do an entire blanket with a 5.5 millimeter, which was nice. But it was also a thinner yarn. Well, I say thinner. It wasn't really thinner. Let me correct myself. It was still a 6 bulky weight. However, it was not the plush. It wasn't chenille. So it was definitely acrylic. But I still used a 5.5 with it. There's no using a 5.5 with this. Plush yarn for a blanket. There's just no way. Not for me and my hands. Sometimes I swear the 7 is still a little small. But I didn't want holes in this blanket. So, no holes. But it's super soft. Awesomely cuddly. Can't wait to be able to actually use it. I don't know. This one may go up on my shop. Thinking about it. Oh, there we go. This one may go up on my shop because it's really pretty. And right now I'm loving how it's turning. And I think I'm going to use, I think I may use cream for the border because I think it'll go really well with it, but I don't want to go white. White, I think, would be too bright, and I don't want it to detract from the blanket itself. So I think cream is probably the way I'm going to go. Hold that and put it in my tote so that I would remember that that was where my head was at. Okay. Guys, I seriously, you'll see me looking off to the side. That's because I have, this is what works for me, you guys, okay? I don't have a stand. I don't have, I don't have an L-shaped desk where I have a second desktop to be able to use for my yarn. So I have another, I have another desk chair sitting here next to me that I don't really use anymore. I didn't really like it, but it was still kind of new. So I set my spinner, my yarn spinner, in the seat of that chair. And my yarn just sits there. And sometimes I have to pull a little bit because that's how spinners are. So for those of you who may just be starting with crochet, y'all, use what you've got. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy another desk or another table that I can sit here on the side to hold my yarn. Why would I do that? Like, just use what you've got. It doesn't need to be an expensive endeavor. You don't need to go out and buy all the latest things. You don't need all the yarn bowls and whatever. I have a tote down here at my feet that holds my blanket and the yarn spinner when I'm not working on it, and holds the blanket while I am working on it. So I just pull up the working end and leave the rest of it here in the tote. And then I have two options. I can manually turn the blanket when I need to switch sides, or I could just turn the whole tote. And then I don't have to turn the blanket. Either way, both ways work. Do you, do what works for you and makes your journey easier. When I'm working on bed-size blankets, I'll just turn the tote. When it's a throw blanket like Pastel here, I typically just turn the blanket. It's not as wide, it's not as hard to turn. I have taken a little hiatus from making plushies because I kind of went back to my roots. When I first started crocheting last year, my first love was for blankets. I've told this story on why I love blankets so much. And yes, these blankets take a while to make, especially if you allow yourself to do so slowly and with patience and not forcing it. So they tend to take a while, but there's a huge payoff when you're finished. You look at it and go, wow, my hands accomplished this. This was a long project. It might have taken, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months for a blanket. Heck, maybe it took you 6 months to make a blanket. You know what? That means you had patience. Not only patience, but you were able to enjoy each and every one of those stitches. And honestly, it's better than that. That's what crochet is about. Enjoying your time and letting the stitches just happen. So that is what I do with blankets. Although I kind of put a time limit on myself on this one because I wanted to get it done so quickly, and then it didn't turn out to be very quickly because I procrastinate sometimes, and that's okay. Sometimes. Y'all know how it is. Sometimes you just don't want to. Like, when this blanket is finished, I know I'm going to be sad because it's finished. Because that's what I do. I don't like to get sad. So I put it off. I could have had this done weeks ago. I've been on skein 6 for weeks. I'll pick it up, work a few stitches, and put it back away and work on something else. Because I just don't really want to end it. I don't. Come on. There we go. Huh? Right. What did I do? Hold please. Frog. Okay, only. It's been a while. There we go. That's what it was. Y'all ever forget what you did when you started these? I do this. It's been so long. There we go. It's so pretty. Guys, I'm in love with this blanket. I really, really am. Gorgeous. And yeah, I'm a little biased. That's okay. We have to love what we make, right? If we don't, what's the point? Why did we do it? I'm probably boring you guys to death, so I'm going to stop here, you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I'm going to give myself a few minutes and then I'll come back and record the next. However, I don't want to drag this on for you guys. I'm sure you have better things to do than sit and listen to me ramble. So until next time, be you always. Bye, y'all.